Once upon a time, in a peaceful place called Yuyi village, nestled between green fields and gentle hills, life was simple and happy. Children played joyfully as adults worked under the warm sun. Every year, something magical happened. The people of Yuyi village gathered eagerly at the forest's edge, their faces filled with excitement and wonder. They awaited the arrival of the glass river. Grandpa Juma, a wise elder with kind twinkling eyes, sat on a large rock. He shared stories with the children, his voice soft yet powerful. "The glass river," he said, "shows us glimpses of the future." Among the listeners was Ajo, a young woman with curiosity shining in her eyes. She hung on to every word Grandpa Juma spoke, her heart fluttering with anticipation. As evening fell, the forest began to glow faintly with a mysterious blue light. The people of Yuyi village whispered among themselves, knowing the glass river was near. In the twilight, the villagers walked eagerly through the forest, following the magical glow. Shadows danced around them as they approached the source of the light. Aho's breath caught when she saw it for the first time. The glass river stretched before her, its crystal-clear water shimmering like a mirror under the moonlight. The water sparkled like diamonds, surrounded by lush green trees. It looked almost otherworldly, like a hidden treasure only the lucky could find. Aho knelt by the riverbank, her hands trembling slightly. She scooped the cool, clear water into her palms, feeling both excitement and nervousness. Closing her eyes, Ajo took a small sip. A warm glow spread through her, and suddenly, her mind filled with images she had never seen before. In her first vision, Ajo saw herself standing in front of a grand house surrounded by greenery. Children laughed and played happily around her as she smiled with joy. The scene shifted. She was now dressed in a vibrant, traditional gown, dancing at a colorful Yuyi village festival. Music and laughter filled the air. But then, the vision changed. Again. Aho found herself standing alone, under a cloudy sky. The air was cold, and leaves swirled around her. A deep sadness filled her heart. With a gasp, Aho opened her eyes. The visions were gone, and she was back by the river. Her heart was heavy with questions and wonder. As she walked back to Yuyi village, her emotions were mixed. What did these visions mean? Were they promises or warnings? That night, Ajo lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. The images from the glass river played over and over in her mind, filling her with both hope and worry. The next morning, Yuyi village awoke to another bright day. Ajo worked in the fields, but her thoughts remained distracted by the visions of her future. Seeking answers, Ajo went to Grandpa Juma. She told him about her visions, the joy, the sadness, and the mystery they held. Grandpa Juma smiled gently and said, "Seeing the future is a gift, Ajo, but sometimes it comes with a cost." His words lingered in her mind. Ajo decided to spend the day with her friends, playing and laughing. She wanted to forget the sadness she had seen, even for a little while. As the sun began to set, Ajo and her friend Kofi sat together on a grassy hill, watching the sky turn shades of orange and pink. Ajo pondered the meaning of her visions. Days later, Yuyi village held a grand festival. Ajo wore a bright traditional outfit, just like in her vision, and danced with her friends under colorful decorations. As Ajo laughed and danced, she realized her vision of happiness was coming true, though she hadn't even noticed at first. But one evening, she saw Kofi sitting alone, looking lost and sad. Ajo remembered her vision of loneliness and wondered if it was his sadness she had seen. Ajo sat beside Kofi and held his hand. She smiled kindly, her words full of warmth, hoping to bring comfort to her friend. Ajo started to see that life was made of both joyful and sorrowful moments, She realized the balance was what made life beautiful. One morning, Ajo noticed a child sitting alone in Yuyi village. She walked over to play with the child, bringing laughter and joy to their face. Ajo walked through Yuyi village, her steps light and her heart thoughtful. Grandpa Juma's words echoed in her mind. She helped an elderly woman carry water, her kindness shining brightly. Ajo began to see how small actions brought happiness to others. As the days passed, Ajo noticed her visions coming true in little ways, helping neighbors, spreading joy, and finding peace in her simple life. A year later, Ajo stood at the edge of the forest again, the sunset painting the sky in soft colors. She wondered if she should drink from the glass river again. Ajo walked toward the river, which now glowed faintly in the distance. The people of Yuyi village watched quietly, curious about what she would do. Standing at the river's edge, Aho gazed at its sparkling waters, remembering the moments it had shown her before. She knelt by the river, watching its gentle flow. This time, she decided not to drink. Instead, she admired its beauty and reflected on her journey. Ajo smiled as she stood, feeling a deep sense of gratitude. She realized she didn't need to see the future to find happiness in the present. As Ajo returned to Yuyi village, her calm and peaceful expression filled everyone with admiration and pride. Ajo sat surrounded by children, telling them the story of the glass river and the wisdom she had gained from it. The children laughed and played around her, their innocence and joy reminding Aho to cherish the present moment. Ajo worked in the fields with a smile, the sun shining warmly on her face. She found happiness in the beauty of her daily. During the Yuyi village festival, Ajo helped string decorations, laughing and chatting with friends. She felt deeply connected to her community. Ajo and Grandpa Juma sat under a large tree, sharing stories and laughing. Grandpa Juma gave her a proud, knowing smile. Ajo walked through Yuyi village with confidence, greeting neighbors and sharing stories. She had become a symbol of wisdom and kindness. One evening, Aho stood in the fields, watching the sun dip below the horizon. She embraced the beauty of the moment, feeling complete peace. Aho held a baby in her arms, smiling brightly. The child's laughter reminded her of the love and joy that surrounded her. That night, the people of Yuyi village sat around a campfire, sharing stories of the glass river and its magic, their faces glowing in the firelight. Ayo gazed up at the stars, her heart full of gratitude. She understood that life's balance of joy and sorrow was a gift. Before going to bed, Ayo hugged her family tightly. She said goodnight with a peaceful, contented smile. Deep in the forest, the glass river shimmered faintly one last time before disappearing, holding its mysteries until next year. Yuyi village lay quiet under the moonlight, the river hidden once again, as the people slept peacefully. And so, life in Yuyi village continued, simple and full of love, with the glass river's magic a cherished memory in their hearts.
If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more.